Hello, hello. Just checking audio. Looks like it's working and everything is good. How is everyone doing today? So, starting out, I'm a bit sick. Been sick for a few days. Nice thing is I can still stream when I'm sick. See how well that works. Hopefully it doesn't mess with me too much. But yes, I'm back. Excited to be working on some code again today, live with you guys. Gonna keep working on gMusic, I think. And unless people would rather work on something else, yeah, it happens. Uh, Hopefully I feel better before next week because next week is Ignite, and I'm super excited to go to Orlando. It's cold here right now. It's 48, and it's one of the warmer days, so I'm really excited to get to Florida and enjoy the 80s. It's gonna be great. All right. But I think I'm going to keep working on gMusic. And last time we got through a lot of the equalizer stuff. And the equalizer view was looking really good, and it was actually working and interacting with the music. So, wondering what else we should work on. Let's jump in, switch over. Oh, I didn't launch the simulators yet. Let's bring up the app and see how it's looking. As I mentioned last week, we did get the stuff going to where you could pick an equalizer and it would apply and the sliders work. I didn't do any of the bottom bar buttons yet, so we have like the icons for like saving, duplicating, resetting them in case you mess them up. None of that's done yet. So maybe we can work on that and try and get this screen done. I'd like to center the equalizer a bit more because this is not centered. And yeah, these buttons are not done yet. But this part is, and it's actually, I'm really happy with that. What other screens do we still have to work on? We started on artist screen. Oh, we did do artist screen. We haven't done any of the interactive where it goes and downloads more data from Google. If we don't have the entire album, in this case we do for these ones. Oh, the album screen's not updating the correct. Does it? Oh, if I go forward then back, why is it locking up? All right, so we need to make sure we deselect those, so that way you can select the same one again. Hey, Sweeky, welcome. Just going through and trying to decide what to work on today. So saying we got the equalizer into really good shape last week. There's still a few things that need done on the screen, centering this and dealing with these buttons. But the rest of it actually works. Noticing that, hey, that one says 2 songs. Why didn't the other one say it? Why does Blink-182 say 0? Alright, so something weird's going on there. That one says 7. Something might not have ran that aggregates that data. Let me get Keycaster up. And then I also have that OpenSim. OpenSim up. Where's OpenSim? Actually, let's get Keycaster into the right place so you can see my keys. Okay. Now OpenSim. Refresh. Oh, does it not work with this? It might not work with the latest version because I'm not able to just see its output. You think I could just go here and say, hey, open up the folder where this app is. Show me this app data. That should just be built in. I shouldn't need a third-party thing to do that. And OpenSim's not showing me anything. Let me restart OpenSim. See if that does it. If not, we'll check if there's an update to OpenSim. Yeah, all right. Let's Sim. OpenSim. No. Where's open? I don't remember the repo. OpenSim. iOS. Sure. It's this one. Yes, this is the one that I have installed. And what's the latest version? Does he have it on his releases? Because I'm on, okay, I am behind because I'm on 4.2. All right, so, and I installed this using Brew, I believe. Brew cask, that's what I did. All right, so I've already done that, and I think let's open up a terminal, and it's gonna tell me it's already installed, but there's can I just do update? I'm trying to remember on cask. Let's let that run. I just want to go into the database and see if maybe it's the database that's wrong or if it's the app that's wrong. That lets me know where to start debugging for that album being off, because that's not right. Okay. Or if I can do update. No, it doesn't like update. I can list upgrade. All right, upgrade. I wish it was consistent everywhere, either upgrade or upgrade. Do I like OpenSim better than the built-in one? So I am still using the built-in iOS simulator. What OpenSim does is it's a simple add-on that gives me, you can't see my menu, but it gives me a menu bar that shows me it shows me the simulators. And so I can see what simulators are installed. And let me see if I can make it to where you can see that. Let me launch it again. See if it does it right. But what perfect. Okay, so if I zoom in, what's the control? All right, I think I can zoom in. So it shows me this and shows me which iPhone's running. And now I can just say, so you can see, actually see more of my screen that I see. All right, and now I can actually see which running and then go to the actual app and see its folder. And I'm going to zoom out so I can actually see what's going on. But that shows me I can just say reveal sandbox folder. And now this is my apps folder. So it's not replacing the simulator. It's just a way for me to get access to the simulator's data. So I can just go into the library and here's my database. And it's possible to find these things, but since they're hidden under a GUID, I would always put I used to just put a breakpoint where my database is created and see what that path is, copy and paste it out, but it's just so much easier to have something do that for me. All right. So it's really, really, really useful. Yes, I highly recommend using it. All right, so on these albums, yeah, why did these track count of 0? So the database is off. So what happens is after we sync, I do run a command which goes through and aggregates that data. So at least it's the database that's off. That makes it nice and easy to figure out what's going on. And that lives under, trying to remember where that lives. I think it's Music Manager or Manager Base. No, not Music Manager. I think it's under whatever the base provider is. So music provider, where's that live? All right, why is this just out in the open? That shouldn't be there. I think that got dragged to the wrong place. All right, this has a process track after when things come through, and it will find out each of the artists and the albums. And so whenever those things track, it should go through and where do I do it? That's where I fix all the offline stuff. And there is finalized processing for track ID. So now with the track ID, it goes through and clears out some old data, but then it should go through and say update the artist and the album. So does that take any input on this one? Let's run this really quick. Just run it manually inside SQLite database browser. Let's run it. Now let's go back to browsing our data and see if the albums are right. So maybe that didn't get called after syncing, if so. Albums. Look, now they're right. So somehow this did not get called. And it should get called after remove tracks or after sync tracks. So if new things came in, so somehow data was just stale. Yeah, I'm not sure why. So at some point, just my data is stale, and I haven't done the resync feature. So now if I go into this one, actually I'm going to have to save this database first. Write changes. Now I might have to restart the app just because I messed with the database outside of process. So it's nice that that wasn't a bug. It happened sometime in syncing that finalizing never got called. So that's going to be harder to track down why that was never called. But hey, that's right now. And that color on that, I don't even know if you guys can tell, but there is an icon there that is invisible. So that needs fixed. I'm going to launch our old simulator so we can see, I think it was the XS, I think, which has the old gMusic on it, because I kind of want to compare and see what this screen looks like on the old gMusic. Also, if there's a specific part of the app you guys want to work on or things that seem interesting to you, feel free to let me know. Oh, I need to get rid of this header because it's got like a double header, which I don't like. It's quite impressive how far we've gotten though through these live streams. I've really only worked on this while we've been streaming. It's kind of cool to see the history of it all in one place. Oh, nice. I haven't upgraded a Mac Mini in a while. I actually stopped using my Mac Minis. I probably should use them for something. I'm excited. I was hoping that the rumors were true about the new 16-inch Mac Pro coming out because my MacBook Pros is a bit old, and the idea of having 16-inch screen in the same size as the 15-inch and a new keyboard sounds really enticing. All right, so if I go into one of these, yeah, that looks so much better. So my frost is different. Is there even a frost on that one? Yes, there is, but it's the wrong frost. So that has a frost that's the wrong one. That is a solid white one on my own one. So part of it's just using a different icon, makes it not visible. And it's funny, the old one's not even showing the track count, which, why, I don't know. And that text also, I think, is supposed to be white, which might not show up very well. We could work on the theming and dark theme stuff, because my dark theme is really off on the new one. And if we go to the old one, the dark theme was pretty good. Wasn't perfect, but I did like it. Theme. Look how much more settings there are. A lot more settings to build. So yeah, the dark theme looks a lot better on the old app. Whereas when we switch to the dark theme on this one, it's pretty pathetic. For one, it didn't auto-update right. And then even when it does, yay, look how ugly this is. Yeah, even the blurs, it switched properly. Why, hello, Jason Smith. Long time no see. Yeah, the new one's getting there. It really is. This is all forms, Jason. All forms. Look what you've enabled. All right, so what should we work on, guys? Any thoughts? Did I update forms? I have not updated the latest forms yet. I should. Fix the fonts. Yeah, the fonts. What's wrong with the fonts? What do you want done with the fonts? Yeah, I was playing with the font sizing, automatic font sizing. I and also this simulator's big. So if you put it down to like a normal size, it's not as bad. But yeah, they could be a tad bit smaller. I wish you could make these identical sizes. Can I resize that? I don't know. Either way, fixing the sizes, font sizes, default font sizes are super easy. I haven't put this one on my phone. I need to put it on my phone and play with it there. So fonts, I can just say, yeah, change this font size. So not a problem. We'll deal with that if we need to. Actually, no, let's update forms then. Good call. I have not updated forms. There was a place that I wanted to do the collection view. Did you end up, Sweeky, you were going to do a pull request to update the panorama thing to one of those, weren't you? I totally thought you were. Didn't you mention you were going to switch that to a panorama though, or the panorama? I thought you mentioned that for some reason, or were you just telling me to do it? I get them all. It's Android, iOS, update. It'd be nice if you could just do solution, update all. Oh, you can at the solution level. Nice, even better. All right, well, I just updated the whole thing. I didn't realize you could do that because that was a lot better. Let's let those update. Commit that. I'm trying to think what else we should do then. What screen would we do with the collection view? What screens do I have left? I have cleanup on the dark mode. Dark mode needs a lot of cleanup. The equalizer is mostly done. I didn't do the buttons at the bottom. Podcast. I haven't even looked at the podcast APIs, but there's no reason we couldn't throw podcast in here. But podcast playback should have some different logic, right? Why aren't these genres right? I wonder if that's the same database thing. Ah, that's what it was. You're gonna have the podcast with the collection views. Yeah, the old app really does look nice. Again, genres. Oh, we don't have the genre details, which genre details just takes you into, that's right, that's how I did it. So if you go into a genre that has multiple things, we can do that one. That's going to be a fun one because we get to do dynamic. Why are my simulators locked? My simulators are frozen. Oh, thank you. I just got a brownie delivered. Okay, the simulator's locked, or the app is locked. All right, so we can play with the, if we want to do font sizes, we can adjust font sizes to make Jason happy. Got to make Jason happy. Let's get this loaded again. So the genre, like I was saying, when you click on a genre, it does do a dynamic switching, which is kind of fun. So if there's only one album, it's just going to go straight to that album. So I've thought about allowing that inside of, allowing that inside the settings. Like, do you like lists or, do you like lists or grid? I mean, I could even put something here, toggle. I've always thought about doing that, but never did. And I also did radio stations as a grid on the Mac, which I really liked. Doing that as a collection. All right, let's play with collection view. I actually don't know the API either. I've never used a Xamarin.Forms collection view. So let's do it. Let's do the new stuff. And then maybe next we'll play with the themes because I really like the dark theme. And now that my phone auto switches between dark and night, I kind of want that feature, and I don't have it. Although I could just add it to the old app. Okay, so collection view. Let's jump in there and see how this thing works. iOS. No, not iOS. Views. All right, so we're just going to throw a new one in here. I might add, because right now I have a UWP. We could do UWP. I've been using Windows as my main dev machine for 2 weeks now. So, could play with UWP. I'd be tempted to do that in Comet though. All right, so I have a list view page like this puppy. We're going to make one of these for... Maybe we'll just let you switch any screen to that. It'd be weird on songs. Let's just do... Forms, content view, XAML. It's because I don't know what this API is going to be, so I want to play with it in XAML. Why are you complaining? Let's close all windows and reopen them. Let it build. All right, there we go. And collection view. All right, I might go read some docs though. I'm guessing that there is some sort of data template. All right, so Xamarin. At least we always have good docs. All right, so. All right, that's not the type of docs I want. Let's data comes with an item source and the template. All right, this is the wrong docs. Here we go. This is the one I'm looking for. And actually, this can switch between the list view, can't it? So maybe I can do that to where I only have one control, and I just switch. Yeah, that was the idea, so we just let them choose to switch. All right, well, I would like to... So I can download the sample, but oh well, let's just download the sample. Let's throw it into code. Views. Wow, this has a lot of things. Oh, it needs to restore everything first. Okay, let's new instance of this. Is that going to go? All right, we'll open. I was expecting a smaller sample than that. That was a pretty big sample. It's a really big sample, actually. Headers and footers, layout, pull to refresh, scrolling, sizing. Do we know, are they going to be adding Mac support to this thing? Because I would love that. Restoring packages. Once this is done, I'm going to see if they've... It's not dead until they properly fix all that other stuff. I thought this would just work. Oh, I need to add the right launch JSON. I really thought that would just work. Attribute request. Huh. Oh well. Alright, so I'm on Catalina. Wait, no, with comment is stuff installed that can just work, depending on your setup. But shh. My extension allows it to work. Uh, if I go, I wonder if I, let me try. Do I not have a .vs in there? Oh, it hides those by default in here. If I grab the .vs from this, it might work. Or this one. I just want to see if it'll work now. Now I'm confused. I want to check. Holy cow, my processor is like pegged. What is killing my processor? Mono SGen. Windows Server. Now if I go to .vs code, can I just copy this from here and paste it here? I'm just It worked. All right. All right, so we should take 2 of these. All right, so which collection view do we want to do? We want a grid. No. Let's close. I have 4 simulators open. Let's close some of these. This one. Close you. I wonder if they have a sample of what I want. Yeah, this is kind of what I want, but there's no like images. No, that's not it. Well, I have no images. Oh, there we go. That has images. This is kind of what I want, right? Vertical data grid. And that one's kind of like what I want for... But that did launch though, Sweeky. It did work. I I just want to see how this thing works. I've never used this API. I'm allowed to browse through and kind of get an idea of what I'm doing. Because vertical grid's kind of what I want. Except I'm going to do mine different. UI collection view, but everything's a different name. So I don't want to even reuse these cells because those cells are kind of wrong. I was thinking my cells would be more like album name, like the album artwork. I wonder if I should overlay. So that was listed under... Oh, they're the same as list views. Okay, that's kind of cool. So, vertical grid. I just want to see what this thing looks like. All right, so collection view, sets and item source, collection view, items layout. Well, that's What if I want the span to be dynamic? Do I have to set the span? Okay, because I kind of want it dynamic. I'll probably start with this because if I'm on an iPad, I don't want two. That's going to look ridiculous. That's the whole idea behind a collection view, is it's beautiful regardless. Let's look at new monkeys view model. And then monkeys is just a list. Should be easy. Let me see how they do. I'm worried about grouping though. Yeah, I care a lot about performance on this. Grouping, because I'm going to group. All right, so what's their view? Is it just using the same exact interface of the grouped stuff? List of animal group. All right, this should be simple. That doesn't matter. My stuff will just work on that. So how do they tell it that it's grouped? Is grouped equals true. All right, this should be fine. We should be good. All right, so I just want to look at, and then just do CollectionView.item template. All right, so we're going to just bind this over super simple. I'm going to close this. Let's reclaim some system resources. We'll jump back, almost done closing things. Yeah, it should be absolutely nothing to swap this over. So I should be able to just say, the names are changed though, is grouped. I have to deal with the group display. Oh, I didn't look at how that stuff worked, the group display stuff. Let's delete all this stuff. All right, that should not. Wish you could tell it to auto format it this way when you're doing this. All right, so collection view. Collection, no, that was updated. Why is it complaining? Horizontal grid. So collection view. Oh, items. No, it's item source. That's, I don't need that. Wrong one. So it's inside of collection view. Item source is this. Collection view items layout. Collection view item template. Isn't that what I have? Oh, I don't have a closing. All right. Let's grab cells. All right. I think we're going to be fine on this. Then I'm going to find that item source thing because I am going to want to do, or the layout. We'll do a custom layout in a bit. Let's start there. And then we need to data bind this item source, binding source. And on this one, okay. We'll just throw this into here. Don't need that. Is there not an on appearing for this? No, because it's a view. Lame. It's all right. That should still be fine. All right, so now we're going to throw this thing into that list view and just see what happens. What's the album? I wonder if instead of subclassing this one, if I should make a separate one. Actually, let's do something tricky on here. All right, so what we'll do here is we're going to, this isn't where I want to keep it. Isn't there a toggle switch? We'll just do a switch. And, because I'm lame like this, we'll just throw, I can never remember what this stupid event's called. Toggled. Hey, thanks, James Davis. Or Divis. Thanks for the follow. All right, so what we're going to do is I'm going to add a thing in here to just switch between the two. Later, we'll do something nicer with the setting, but I just want to see how this thing works. So let me do one other thing. Let's do, okay, we will also say, let's do that. So now I can say, all right, we'll say stack. Actually, we might be able to be a tad bit smarter than this. We can also say simple database collection view. And I don't know if I like this. Well, we may do something different. All right, now what we can say is, I wonder if I want to just remove the child and add the right one. That should work. Stack dot children dot remove child, and then we'll say if e dot value stack dot add collection view, else stack dot children dot add. This is called list. What did I call it? Items list view. Not the most elegant thing, but it should work for what we're trying to do. Now all of those should have this toggle now, so we can switch between the two, and this may blow up in my face. I just want to try it without really messing with things right away. You should be used to my quick and dirty hacks just to try things out. And it's blowing up. Value cannot be null. What value can't be null? I hate these errors. All right, well, let's put a breakpoint. Could be with my toggling. Okay, that's right, list view. Collection view is not null. So it's not with that. Create render, oh, templates. I know why, because I told this was grouped, and I didn't tell it how to do a grouped header yet. I would have liked a better error than that. So how do I do those grouped headers? Grouped headers. Item template. Heck yeah, I did a hack. Always. Should not be shocked at all. And it's display. Life's a hack, just deal with it. Have any of you guys read the book Warcross? I wish hacking was as easy as it is in that book. They basically just look at somebody and hack them. It's pretty awesome. Just say, run the script on them. Um, yeah, in NCIS, you can get two people on the same keyboard and they can hack together. When you have two Uber hackers, you only need half a keyboard. It's amazing. Oh, wrong one. Let's flip the switch. Move some breakpoints. We don't care about those. Again, what view's not null? Template helpers dot create renderer. This is in bind cell. Is there something wrong with my data template? What view can't be null? Oh, wait. Okay. List view layout. I removed the list view. List view's dead. Okay, maybe it doesn't like my swapping. Jerks. Are these not disposable? Man. Let me check. All right. That's even worse. That's adding the weight of both. That's right. I'm just going to remove the one and run it. Yeah, but I just want to make sure this thing works. That's more of what it is. Oh, why do I not have all this? Did I? Oh, I commented out too much. Yeah, I might. I just want to see this thing work really quick. I just commented it out inside the thing and removed the switch. But I didn't want to switch everything over to a collection view at once. Excuse me. I have to refill my drink. That brownie. All right. That gave us something. Actually, it looks like a list view. An ugly list view, but it looks like one. All right, perfect. Last time I tried hot reload, it blew up all my list views, so maybe it'll work with my collection view. Let's try it. It totally blew up for me really bad last time. I was able to get, and some of my stuff doesn't hot reload because of the way I wire things up. Because there's no event and you can't do it on the constructor. And on appearing doesn't fire, which I'm still a little bent about. That's the type of stuff that happens to me every time. And yes, I've complained. So no, it does not work in lists, which is all my app is. Are you talking about on appearing or lists? David! David, are you hanging out in here? David Ortnow. Paging David Ortnow. Bueller? Isn't he on vacation or something? No, it's actually blowing up on my... That was a legit crash. I wonder if it's because my media item cell is a view cell. So you lied, Jason. You lied. Doesn't work with view cells. Yeah. Um, it's alright. And then this is gonna all be broken. No, Squeaky said something about the list view thing? Or view cell? Yeah, you don't need a view cell for the collection views. Nope, not content view. And I'm not going to get the on appearing stuff. That's going to be an issue. I might be able to just put something on here and call it myself. That's going to be an issue. Oh, and I hate how that stuff's not in there by default. Why do I have to add this stuff in here? Did I remove the wrong thing? Alright, it's not complaining anymore. Now, what's this namespace? Alright, so now I should be able to reference this guy. Oh, I don't put him in cells. Where is... Delete that. So now if I go to my collection view, media collection view. Oh, I called it collection view. It should be seller or something like that. Bad name. And I'm not going to get it on appearing. On apply template, is that going to happen when this thing's applied or shows up? Because I'm not going to get anything to know when the cell's visible because I need to do, I could do binding context changed. That'll show me when it appears. Okay, now let's look at what we're doing in here because there's a few things in here. I should have ordered one of those shirts before. I should order one and have it sent to Orlando. This does all kinds of stuff for updating the artwork. And the current song to do the stuff for what's playing. All right, let's just run this and see if it works. It won't get me my artwork. Well, we can... Let's just do... Oops. Let me stop it one more time. I just want to make sure we get our artwork. All right, run, work. Value cannot be null. What value is null? This is a content view. That should be allowed. Well, this thing is not playing nice, guys. It's not a view cell. It worked grouped when I just put a label in there. Check this out. If I just do... That works. It's an issue with my cell. Oh, it's not working. It worked last time that way. Did I mess something up with the header? Oh, wait. I'm in the wrong one, guys. It's this one. Sorry. Edited the wrong file. My bad. Well, when you have two identical files, it's hard sometimes. This is hard, guys. I'm doing this in front of an audience. Exactly. Too many tabs. The pressure, guys. The pressure. No, I don't anymore. My brownie's gone. It's empty. All right. That's working. Let's see what happens. It's ugly. What do I have wrong on that? Let's see if this will reload. Oh, I did this. Wait. Text, binding, display. Oh, wait. Why does that one say that? That's looking good, except for why do I have an extra thing in there? Do I have a footer? Group header? Let's stop and start. I wonder if it reloaded wrong. Yeah, it's not the group stuff. The group stuff works because it works with a list view. I'm using the same exact data binding template for the grouped. I just switched it to a collection view. But you'll notice this looks like a proper list view. So all we'll have to do is apply the different thing. I think it might not have hot reloaded right. No, it's still wrong. That looks like the footer. Is it adding a footer because I say it's grouped? Let's find out. Do I have to do footer? No, group view. Let's give it something. Like, footers should not be there by default. Oh, no. I hate how it focuses every time. No, it's not that. We don't even have the footer. Unless I did something wrong. Oh, I need to put that in the template. Oops. Whoa. Wrong hotkey. Save that. So it's the footer. It adds a footer by default. That's kind of ugly. Yeah, why is there a footer? What if I say nothing? It blows up. Yeah, we need an issue for this. I just want to make sure I'm not doing something silly in my collection view. I say grouped, and that's it. Oh, is there one already? Let's search. Yeah, it's this one right here. No, that's at crashes. This one shows. This is it. This is the footer. Yeah, there is something in empty content view. Oh. All right. Now I'm in this one. We'll just do the same stupid content view hack they did. Jason is magic. All right, so those are actually looking pretty good. I don't like the style of the header. I'm wondering what that will do to my dark theme though. And I might be able to do a data template selector now for that group header, and that can fix my album issue I was having. That's actually fixed a lot of things. So now, oops, I didn't want to click on a song. Let's go to an album. Too much loud noise. All right, so if I switch into an album, why can't I click into an album? Did I not build albums from that page, only from the artist page? I don't have any on selected for anything done. All right, how do we do collection view on selected? Selected item selection changed. All right. Do it from code behind. All right, so I was just gonna say at this point I should be able to say e dot current selection. Any if not id. We'll just return. Now we'll say var item equals. I'm only allowing single selection anyway. I can figure it out from my IntelliSense. I'm pretty sure I can. I hope so. The first, and I'm just going to do the first. Like I said, I'm only allowing single selection. I could just do first or default and check if it's null. It's all right. I like any. All right. So now I'm just going to call this. Oh no, how does this breaks everything? So actually, I think that my switching the views worked. I think I just messed up. Now that my collection view actually works, I think my ugly view switching hack would work. All right, public virtual void. Is it media item base? Yes. All right. Perfect. Now let's go unvirtual this thing. Build, and it's going to blow up everywhere. Override, item selected. Fix that. Copy that, build again. What else was broken? Let's just go to my errors list. Uh-oh, something's not happy. This is on the simple database collection view. I'm going to delete this because I'm not even going to use that one anymore. I think I'm just going to use the list one. I like it. We are going to remove this name because I don't need that anymore. Build again. All right, that's the error I was looking for. That one's fixed. Build again. Getting there, getting there. Why is this complaining? That's an invalid error. Invalid error. Don't lie to me. Put them back in there. Turn my music down. If I was in LA, I would come say hi, but I won't be. All right, we don't need this guy anymore. We can go die in a fire. Build. Oh. Ooh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah, being there over that amount of time, hopefully there'll be a bean up you can go to. All right, and now we have a collection view. And we can look into doing some custom layouts on a collection view. Okay. Playlist song is not a media item base. What the heck is it? All right, well, that sucks. It's all right. We can just go to the root and just make it an item because it doesn't matter. And we'll build that. And these are all going to be now complaining. And there's 1, 2. Oops. Did I not copyright? Save that. Change that. All right, now let's try again. Although I don't know what this error is. I removed the name. Stale error. I might have to clean. Jason, are you coming to Ignite? I already know the answer, but thought it'd be fun. Can you talk? You can type. Oh, at Ignite? I don't have the power to Ignite. You know that. I'm a nobody. All right. Oh, my selections aren't working still. All right, maybe I need to go look at the doc. Yeah, it's in Orlando. I need to allow selection item mode first in this thing. It should just default to that. Shouldn't it have a default selection mode? Who does a collection view that you can't select on anything? That's an issue. Like, well, what's equal to clicked then? Well, okay then. Then it is equal to clicked. If it's the only event you have, when someone taps on something, like it should default to a selection mode. Just saying. All right, that's working. Hey, and navigation works again. Let's look at how albums look. All right, I need to kill. Oh, this one uses a list view still. I didn't switch this one over. That wasn't too terrible. There was some oddness, but these are still using list views. You can tell by the lines. I might need to, but it doesn't look like I need to. Oh, I do. E dot. It's not going to send me the sender is going to be this. Collection view. Can I just do that? That's right. I'm not against having. I'm okay with the API, but it should default to the selection mode of single or something. Yeah, there's single and there's multiple, but it should default to something. I'm fine with changing the default, but like when I add an event and then click on something and it doesn't do anything, it seems like it's broken compared to it's like, oh, I have to also set the selection mode. Do you know what I mean? Like I don't think I should have to do both. Didn't I stop and start that? I want to make sure my selection mode now clears. Of course you're on Team Clancy. Everything I say makes perfect sense. You've always agreed with everything I've ever said. At least that's how I remember it. Alright, so now let's click on the same one again. Perfect. I can now click on the same one multiple times. No, we've never ever disagreed. I don't like that flash. Oh, it didn't do it that time. Alright, I might add those lines back, because I kind of like the lines. Anyone else like the lines? Am I the only one? Yeah, let's do lines. Alright, so let's jump into... Actually, we're going to try doing it with reload. See if it works. What do I normally do? Is it box view? Oh, that didn't work. Which error? What do I have? Which error? Fill and expand? You know, none of us except you understand the difference between fill and expand, and everything else. So I just fill things in there until it works and does what I want it to do. So had it been intuitive, I wouldn't have needed to do that. All right. Oh, that's the wrong stack. That's a vertical one. Oh, I lost my, see, lose my images every time. All right. So instead of a stack that way, but it's now set to fill because you said so, and I'm just going to trust you. It is the same orientation because this one is a horizontal, which also is fill and expand. So if it does nothing, should I not use it? Like, okay, that's looking good. Height request equals 0.5. I have multiples. I have 3 stacks here. This one's vertical. Then the one it's in is this one. Oh, it is vertical. Okay, I see. No point in doing the end expand because it's going to expand anyway. Yeah, I should probably have switched to a grid by now. But at this point, I was only 2 stacks, and I just threw the third one in to try it out. Everything, no one understands Flexbox. Also, with the being stack, I do add buttons in, not in this version yet. I need to. It's going to add some dot dot dots because I do that in code. That's because I do. I may switch this to a grid. Oh, but that totally it. Let's try reloading because something. As long as you're not doing auto in grid, I agree. The moment you're doing auto, grids are evil. So I use stacks whenever I'm trying to do this auto stuff, where I just say, hey, fill this stuff, but this isn't. This would make a good grid. It really would be. All right, do we need a top line or just a bottom line? You might find auto really useful. The problem with that is it's not efficient. It's just the efficiently. So the moment you throw that in there, yeah, it kills you. So most things can be done without auto because you can just say, hey, I want to take this a certain percent. So those stars are where it's at. Stars are set with. In this one, my image is a set with, so it'd be easiest to do image and then just let this take the rest. I wonder if that looks right. Is there something off about this? I know I don't have any of the transparent stuff for the headers. It almost needs more spacing. Is that what I'm seeing wrong? It didn't look too bad until I had the lines. There was in that sample, There's something about spacing. Space modifier. What? Oh wait, no, that's for their grid thing. I can't just say like space equals 5. Yeah, I just left the header with whatever it came with. I need to adjust all my fonts. I do think I want to go a little bit smaller. How do I manage login stuff? I use my own library called SimpleAuth, which just does it for me. Like I don't even have to think about it. When you make APIs, you'll notice that this app doesn't. I do check if there's any account saved to let you say, hey, do you want to log in or not? But once you log in that first time, all I do is just make API calls, and if it needs to present the login, it automatically will. Like, yeah, I don't even deal with it. It's all magic in the back end. Since this subclass is SimpleAuth Google API, it's a Google API. Pass in the API keys and it just works. And I think my API manager deals with instantiating these things. And yeah, that's it. How do I handle errors? I try catch every API call, like I should. So what happens is SimpleAuth is going to automatically present the login UI whenever it needs to, and if it's like if they do hit the cancel, it'll give them a task canceled exception. So I just ignore those because they canceled it. Anything past that, you'll notice all my API calls like it will do a try catch on it, and so I do. If it's not a task canceled, then I present them with an error. So like yeah, let's just go look at an API provider. These providers do it. I wrap all that, so everything's in a try catch, get tracks. And then I pass it on to my log manager. And some of them will actually pop up the exception because some, depending on what they're doing, it matters. So if you like do a thumbs up, there is, no, it's rate. I think it's set rating. Set rating will actually tell them. Does my log manager tell them when there's a thing? Trying to remember. Track error. I think, no, that's not it. Depending on what they're doing, I will tell them, oh, I do that in the UI, because that's not the API side. So when they call that thing, what it'll do is it returns false. So let's like add to playlist, find all references. If there's an error, one of these, gotta find where this is actually being called. It's nested a few layers deep because this does allow you to do multiple things. All right, so add to playlist, find references on this one. All right. So the pop-up manager's UI, and then it'll actually show an alert if it was false. Yes, I do have crashes analytics on App Center. So there's multiple things that go on. So at the high level, I just say, hey, go do this. And it says, was it successful or not, true or false? And if it was false, then I give them the error and I have all my error messages that are localized. So they get a localized message for what you were trying to do, didn't work, try again. And then I also then report the actual exception and crash to App Center. So both things happen there. So yes. And if they were trying to log in, you'll notice again, task canceled exception, don't care. Don't worry about it. Because if they canceled logging in during it, they know it didn't work. So all my task cancel exceptions I just ignore and we move along. Yeah, no problem. Like I said, logging in, though, one of the things, and I can bring that up really quick, but so inside of SimpleAuth, whenever you make an API call, every API call has a Boolean that gets passed into it. Like this one, this API.get, it has an optional parameter that's called authenticated, which is set to true by default. And if it's authenticated, it forces login before they can actually make the calls. If they are logged in, it just works. If the tokens are expired, it refreshes them and then tries. If it fails with unauthenticated, it'll present the UI. Once they log in, it'll then try that API request again. and then continue on. So it has all of that built into that library. So I really don't deal with it. I would just wrap this API.get call, throw a task canceled in there so I know they said canceled. Then you can throw a warning like, hey, logins required, sorry, or whatever, or you get the exception of it failing. So, and you'll get back the HTTP exception like you would from any other API call or REST call. So yeah, I use SimpleAuth for all of it. It's You can call the authenticate method if you want. I do that in gMusic, but once they're logged in the first time, from then on I never do again. I just use the API calls. Which is really nice because if things expire or things go crazy while they're listening to music, I don't want to have to think, are they checked in every API call, especially while trying to download music. The downloaders don't think about it. They say, hey, go get me the URL. It makes the API call to get the URL, and then it can present the UI and everything, which is really fun. All right. Where was I then? So we have spacing. I was trying to add some spacing in here. And collection view. How does this work? So there's the spacing control, which is bound to monkeys. So let's go look at that view model, monkeys. Does it have selected monkey, selected monkey? Where's the spacing happen? I don't understand the spacing. So they have this control spacing modifier, which is bound to their, oh, that one has a collection view reference. Let's go to spacing modif. Let's find that control. Controls. Spacing modifier. So, oh, you have to do it on the layout. Well, that's fun. I have no idea what type of layout I'm using right now. Let's figure that out. So this one's called a list one by default. You think there'd be like an I spacing or something, I collection view spacing thing, so you could just set it. Where's this stupid thing in here? Excuse me. Okay, so now let's delete this ugly old code I had in there. View dot layout list. Is it stack layout? Can't type today. All right. Oh, not layout. A breakpoint in there. All right, let's see what that does. Sorry, visitors. Should have had them refill my water. All right, linear items layout. So now I can do layout.spacing equals 6. See how that looks. How are things in startup land, Jason? That's good. I'm actually really excited to hear it's awesome. That makes me happy. All right, if we're going to switch to this thing. Yeah, nobody yells at you. I can step in and yell at you every once in a while if you want. I know you miss it. Startup mode can be fun. It's exhausting too, though, but fun. Invigorating. Yeah, Sweeky can yell at you. Might be a little too scary, though. She's pretty intimidating. Yes, I don't work 14-hour days anymore. All right, so where we're at. We did that. I'm trying to think. These cells aren't quite right yet because I had some interesting logic in there that no longer exists. I really wish that I had an event that fired when these collection views things were used and when they left the screen. That's very useful. And I don't have that now. Is there anything for like on appearing? Maybe there's something at the collection view level. Remaining threshold, what's that? That would say how many can be in there, right? I don't want to keep track of a queue myself and say, hey, let's have a queue of like 10 of them, and when they dequeue, come off. I could do that. I just don't want to. But I do want to know when things are added or removed from the collection view. I mean, I could throw something in a layout that then will check the view and then call it. I'd rather do that than deal with the queue. Anyone have any thoughts on that? All right, well, maybe we'll just write a layout. I'm trying to think what all's missing from this. So we're not going to get, now that I switched to this, we're not going to get the little equalizer stuff that we did a couple weeks ago. I'll throw that on there, but I'm not going to be able to unsubscribe it. That's my big okay, but I don't like it. All right, so let's look at, yeah, how am I going to ever know when those, because does collection view automatically reuse these views for me? On collection view scroll. Oh yeah, that looks, No, I get what you're saying. Yeah, that would be nice. Like, I'd prefer at the, because the view needs to know. So I could do something like that, then pass the data onto the view. Trying to think. I wish it was easier than that. All right, because inside of our media items cell, I tie into on appearing. We're gonna have to add that more items button, so we need to do that. Just copy and paste that over. Media item collection view. Oops, right here. Throw that in there, and then I have a reference to that. There. Now that gets the button. Throw in the pop map manager. Throw in the task stuff. Oh, we need link. The thing is that I am still missing is I will update the level when the context change, but then on appearing, I subscribe to the current song changing, and on disappearing, I unsubscribe. Because it should only pay attention to that notification if it's a currently viewing cell. And honestly, I should only do that for songs. I think it's kind of cool to have it on other ones. I could do parent set. Let's just say if line, oh no, I'm not conf. If parent equals null. When the binding context changes, that's when it's set. And I'll just do a subscribe if needed thing. So maybe parent set or won't be nulled out. Yeah, is this building? Is this doing anything? Oh, maybe I didn't stop and start. Alright, build error. Wait, what? No method with correct signature found? What did I do? What did I do? Already exists with name text. Something's gone crazy. That signature did not change. Let's close solution, reopen it. Alright, well, I'm going to rebuild it, and while this is rebuilding, I'm going to go refill my water because I'm really thirsty. When you're not feeling good, water is good. So I'm going to start the rebuild first because that can take a minute. Then I'll be right back. Yeah, I don't like how it puts them all in one line. I like them separated out, and I wish you could specify that. I like using the auto formatting, but I don't like everything on one line. All right, I'll be right back. All right, let's check this out. Did it build? Hey, if clean was successful. I thought I rebuilt it all. All right. I've thought about throwing Spotify in to gMusic. Okay. Okay, that's much better. Error. We can insert that. Those 25 errors can't be right. Those all have to be false. Just hiding the real errors. It's errors. All right, so there was one valid error inside of all of these fake errors. Build, build, build. Oh, I should have clicked the run 60-second ad break button that they added, which is kind of funny. I wouldn't do that to you guys, but it's still funny they added that button. All right, there we go. What are we looking at again? Oh, right, I had the dot 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 is there now. It could use some padding, and oh, I was gonna check and see what happens if we go to like songs and scroll. Is that parent ever being set to null? I want to make sure. No, no, that doesn't work. Oh, lame. Parents actually never set. Yes, I'm gonna get rich off of Twitch. I think as of right now, I have a grand total of like $4. I'm gonna retire at this rate anytime now. I mean, be great. And on top of that, they don't even give me that money until I make like $100. So at this rate, I'm gonna get my first Twitch check in like 3 years. It'd be awesome. Okay, yes, it is getting set, but it doesn't get unset when they scroll off screen. Is there anything that would happen? Is the size changed on them? Visual state, does that change on it? Oh, internal use by Xamarin.Forms platforms. I need to look at the source code of the collection view. But what's done to this thing to let me know it's no longer being used? Yeah, I think it's time to look at source. Alright, so Xamarin.Forms. Where does the collection view live? So our items. There's the iOS platforms. Alright, so on scroll it's doing stuff. Scroll the event, send scroll the event. Yeah, I don't want to do something with the threshold. I could. That just doesn't seem like fun. What if there's something in the item source? Nope. Yeah, I can totally do something with that. That would work. I mean, I can easily keep track of how many are allowed to be visible, and then, but I just don't want to do that math. I'm lazy. Am I the only one that's that lazy that doesn't want to deal with that? Because I mean, I think like UI collection view cell did that. Yeah, I mean, and I don't even care about the listum. I just want to be told when it goes off screen. That's kind of what I need for this. Told when they come on screen and when they go off screen. On screen is easy because the binding source should be set. That might not get called a second time though. It depends. Do they reuse these things? Let's scroll a bit and then we'll put a binding. Let's check something. I mean, the other thing I could do is I can probably do something on layout, and on the layout should tell me when things go off. All right, so let's scroll a bit, throw this in here. Okay, that is firing. Let's scroll the whole list. Put a breakpoint. Yeah, so that's on appearing. The question is it reusing these? So I mean, I can always hook in, and if the binding context changed, unhook. But I'm still going to have like 10 of these that are always stuck around then and getting notifications they don't care about. I might just go with that for now and fight it later. Put a big to-do in there. All right. We don't have this, which I may figure out the right way of doing that. And there's no dispose or anything to override. Yeah, this thing's gonna leak. It's alright, I'm doing it for now. I don't care. Alright. Let's do that. That's the nice thing about a view cell is a view cell did tell you that. So I'm kind of sad there's not a collection view cell of some sort that you can use if you want and get that extra notification. All right, so let's click on a song. Why did it switch songs? Are you going to play for me today? No, you're not going to play today? Why is it removing the handles? It's disposing things. Why are we getting no error? All right, let's dig in and see what is going on. So this is the getting the playback track is ridiculous for this stuff. Hoping they didn't change things on me. Is it even going to call this? Why are my breakpoints not looking right? And what is using all my CPU? Code helper. What is code helper? Now it's VS. I might be restarting Visual Studio. It's true. Alright, my bass player's freaking out. Okay, but this worked though. Check it out. That did work because that lightened and then also did the thing. Wait, what? App Center failed to submit stuff. What is bass player doing? Let's go look and see what's going on with bass player. Let's actually go to the fade player and see what's going on in here. This disposes the players. This should also go create a player and then play things. Play song. Music's gone too chill. Alright, so why is this being DQ'd? Alright, so this fixed size dictionary, the player queue, should never be too full. And alright, so let's see what's queuing these up. So we have the right here. Get player. So something's queuing these up and then removing them, which is interesting. Player queue has nothing in it. So this one's going to create one. Then why is this getting disposed? This thing is a fixed size queue. The fixed size queue should only be, oh, if something manually calls remove, that will do it too. What's causing calling remove? So let's go to the fixed size queue, and on remove, maybe we can see what's causing it through this. All right, stop all others. So what's calling? Ooh, that's interesting. So maybe this is doing something wrong. So what this says is this is a different song than this one. Right, that makes sense, but why did it switch songs on us? I have no idea what's going on with this. I wonder if something's really off in auth? Oh, it's playing. After I stepped through enough of that, it actually started playing. So let's scroll down to Stockholm Syndrome. And we're not seeing... now we're not seeing the equalizer stuff. Yes, some songs just aren't working for some reason. And my breakpoints aren't hitting inside of here. So let's just restart Visual Studio because I can't do this without breakpoints. I could clean the simulator, but then I have to log back in, which isn't the end of the world, but let's just restart Visual Studio and see if I can get some breakpoints to hit. Unless something's wrong in the database and it's just not... We could implement the reset database because that should do essentially the same thing. Let's just go add that in settings because that will make this easier. Okay. Then I can call that, it'll clear out the database and resync everything. Something I should have built a while ago. It's one of the first things I built a long time ago while building gMusic because, yeah, you need to test that stuff. Test resyncing all the time. All right, settings. I can't remember what I called this stuff. I don't know. New text cell. All right, so text equals settings or strings. Resync database. Detail equals strings dot. All right, so using new spinner is actually, do I have a C#8 enabled? It's latest 8. Okay, let's try this. I haven't used this yet. I don't know if I need a spinner here actually, but I still want to try that anyway. I like that. All right. I don't remember what command I called to reset the database. Like I said, I wrote that a long time ago. It was pretty quickly needed. There we go. And I might not even need this because it might automatically do that. All right, let's do that. Now we have a clean reset database. Let's see what happens this go round. I used to do a compare on sync. If there was the songs didn't match, it would automatically resync stuff. I think I do need the spinner. Because I want to see this thing happen. Database sync took 1 second. Is that right? Did I even build the spinner? I can't remember if I did. Alright, show the spinner. Do the resync. I don't know, that was really fast. And there's nothing in songs. Ah, see, resync does the spinner. I knew I didn't have to do that. Alright, so let's go see if we can get breakpoints now in this gMusic thing. Oops, did not mean to type in there. Alright, so this resets everything. So then the next call. What is going on? Why are my breakpoints look like they're not enabled? Enable all breakpoints. See what this does. I might be just resetting the app and relogging back in because something weird is happening. And why don't I have breakpoints? Like, seriously? It says I'm not logged in. Maybe that was the problem the whole time. Hope I remember these credentials. I'll check one password. Hey, I think I remembered them. And we're syncing. All right, somehow I had no account, which... Did we... I never looked. I might want to go back and check the stream if I had the account there. All right. It was never even trying to sync, so it can't play music if there's not synced. Weird dev build. Got into some weird state. Oh, I have this off screen still. You can't see. So I'm wondering if it ever had the account there, but why isn't it not showing the account now? All right, and we're getting breakpoints. And let's click into an album. That didn't load right, so I need to fix that still. Let's click on a song, see if it plays. It plays! I'm getting the URL stuff now. All right, things are working. And that's working. If I scroll away and come back though, I don't. No, there's no grids here. What do you mean? What grids? You're saying convert this to a grid? I haven't done that yet. There's grids here. That's a grid. Hey, I'm fixing things. I'm fixing things. Wait, now that's the wrong one. I need that on appearing nonsense. Because that's wrong. Piece of crap. Okay, I'm gonna have to hack this thing to get the things I need. Yeah, no, the plan was to do a proper swap first, and then I can enhance. Because the song stuff doesn't quite know what's going on. It kind of there, and there is no view model. um, so the binding is set to the song. It then will compare if the song equals the current playing song. It does that. No, it wouldn't, because there's no like, the current song is a global, right? What the current song is. There could be multiple instances of that in that song object. So things are done based on IDs. And so I know what the current song is, and on binding, I check that. When the binding changes, I check if it's the current song or not. I was doing that on appearing. And on top of that, that thing does all kinds of stuff, so I actually remove it from the view. That's what I did it on, was on data binding context changed. That's where I just did it at. Oh, I don't call update level on binding context change. Let's throw that in there too. That may fix it. All right. And then it checks if it's visible, then passes it along. I think that'll do it. I was missing one little call. I still don't ever unsubscribe, which is sad. Every view now has a plus equals and should never... The view, no, this is the view. The view is subscribing to a global. I could, because the reason is, yeah, because if right now, the reason I have that is if you press next, binding context, why is, do I have it on random? So if I do Atom song, then click next, why did it still shuffle? Tapping on one song should make it go. All the small things are next. The thing is, if the next song in line, like in an album, yeah. Or I'm just going to find out a way to tie in the on appearing and on disappearing, because I should be able to do that. Or all of these views should have been disposable, so I should get an on dispose, since we call this, since Forms disposes everything so aggressively. I'm shocked these don't have an override dispose. Don't know why we never did that. But this seems to be working now. Yes, this is working now. All right, let's make a grid. Let me commit some stuff. And we've got more of these to switch over still too. All right, let's do that. Let's jump into here. Ah. Wait, why does this have... Do I have the namespace thing in the wrong one? Orientation doesn't exist anymore. All right, so we're gonna do a grid. And this is going to have grid.column definitions. Column definition. I have, yeah, column definition. What do you mean, what am I doing? I'm building my stupid thing. Oh, that grid layout you want to do. I was changing all my stacks so they're not stacks anymore. Wrong grid. See, we're thinking about different grids. I get what you're talking about. I'll do that grid. The question is, how do I want to let you toggle? All right, what we'll do. Four finger tap. Yeah, people are going to find that. We'll just do that for now. Hold on 1 second. Phone. Wife, gotta answer. All right. when free fall. All right, let's just do this for now. So now is grid equals false. So now if is grid collection view dot items layout equals new linear items layout, orientation vertical, and then spacing equals 6. Else, oh, and this time there you said there's a grid one, huh? Grid items layout. And then let's just leave it as the default and see what happens. Uh-oh, what did I do? I undid everything I did here, didn't I? Because I remember going into Git and reverting that thing. Disregard. Apparently Git didn't realize that. Or Visual Studio didn't realize that. I'm not sure which one. I'm going to need a span? Hey, I was just seeing what it does by default. All right, I'm going to restart because I don't know why this is complaining. Hey, I'm just exploring the API and seeing what it does and how it works. We'll give it a span. Is that like the grid, like the column things? I don't know what a span is. All right. So, views. This guy. All right, dun dun dun, and span, that's what it's called. Just see what it does. Now we could do something to where that span changes based on the width. What's the... I don't know how to use Visual State Manager. What's that thing? If only I was a pro. One day. All right, toggle. It locked up. Oh, wait, it went. That was just really, really slow. Like, ridiculously slow. Holy cow, that's slow. Oh, wait, I don't actually call toggle. Let me set that thing so I can go back. Okay, that is like ridiculous. Yeah, wow. Yeah, I might just do it in code because it's really easy just to like divide it by whatever and set it. Like do a math.round, divide it by 50, always round down. Not quite 50, but you know what I mean. All right, watch this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, guys. What are we doing? Is it really like calculating everything? This is a small grid. Is this thing that imperformant? 1. Okay, that one was fast. 1. 2. That was faster. Maybe it has to load everything out of the database that first go. That was... What is it doing? It centers those? Oh, that's hideous. What is that? It's a grid. No, it's centering. If there's one, it's centering it. All right, let's try albums. One. Again. Because it's alphabetical and I don't have many. Oh, look at how long songs is taking. No, this is unusable. It is going through and it is checking every single one. So it's going to load every song out of the database in order to do this. It's completely locked. I'm guessing that's what it's doing. It's the only thing that makes sense. That's why it takes so long to calculate. They're doing something with calculations. Let's stop and start that. Or maybe we can pause and see where it's locked. Something's not... I don't know. When I switch to grid, that first go, watch how slow it is. Like, it was 4 seconds. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Around 5 seconds. Luckily, it does do the odd one right. And this is on a simulator. Maybe it's my code. All I did, new grid items layout. Like, I don't know how that's my code. All right, so let's try songs going back to songs. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's given up. My code is virtualized. The list that it's pulling from is... I don't know why it gives back up. Nope. I'll show you my enumeral. It's awesome, by the way, and it works great on the list views. And it's super fast and virtualized. So it's virtualized on the list views, and then it's not virtualized on this. That's not on me. So it's an iList, iNotification change, right? It checks my database and just gets out the counts. That's all it does. Number of sections, which returns a count. And that's a super fast. This thing is cached, so it's not even gonna, when it goes to call this number of database, or number of sections, or number of rows, this stuff is going to be cached because it's already been called once. So once it's been called, yeah, let's go into items. Let's put one into the get items, which should get called like 6 times for the first one. Yeah, this database layer is really fast. It caches. All right, so like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't know. I'm going to remove the breakpoint because it's going to call it X number of times for the first stuff, right? Sometimes you pausing too many times early during startup, it freaks out the app. So we'll add this back before we switch. What do you want, Jason? Let's hear it. All right, breakpoint. So toggle. There's 1, 2, 3. I don't want to count. There's a lot of them. You don't have logging breakpoints? What do you mean? So what we can do is let's just do a breakpoint after this is called like 6 times. Or 10 times. Yeah, I have those. We'll do that. We can do that. Let's just do count or int static int count. All right. There. Now we'll see this ugly thing popping up. And we should get, I don't know, however many screens there are. So 20 starting out. It's close enough. Console outright line debugging. We've all done it. Although I never saw that get called. How did that never get called? Oh, I know why. Let me, my console thing overwrites that. This one will do it. How'd I fix that? All right. 24 of them. Ready? Let's toggle this. That did a lot. So that loaded 50 of them. And you see how slow it did that? Why were all of them slow? When it switched, let's toggle. All right, ready? And it was, yeah, it was, I mean, it's loading it out of the database on the UI thread, but that's not a problem in the list view. It scrolls fine. This thing can scroll, like you can flick on native iOS using this database layer, so it's nothing on the database layer. Wait, why did what load 30 of them? Oh, because it's got multiple screens, and I'm guessing multiple of them loaded. I'm guessing that forms, even though the list view is not visible, since there's multiples of them, it loaded one for each screen. That's my guess. Oh, it didn't that time. There's only 9 that time. Oh, because it's on that. Yeah, but why did that collection view list 25? You're right. That did 25 of them. You're absolutely right. And then when I toggle, look how slow that's going. And then it speeds up. This thing is broken. Your guess is as good as mine. It should. I haven't looked at how the code of this thing works. Toggle again. That toggle's not bad. That one's a decent speed. Toggling back, because now it's all cached from it is cached now. All those items, my database layer would have cached everything now. It won't have them all cached the first go. But it's still slow. And you can watch the color change. It's sorry, you guys. Nightbot jumps in every 30 minutes, hour. I don't know. when people are talking, and only when people are talking. You guys are very talkative today. The box view with the fixed size. You're talking about my line? So oh, you're talking about my okay. So let's go in my collection view. I see what you're saying. Should I give it a fixed size? All right, let's see what that does. Oh, I should give it like a color so we can see what's going on. Either way, wow, those are not 100 by 100. Oh, I guess they would be. Toggle. Let's give it a background color so we can actually watch it do something. What am I thinking? Gotta do the important things. Why isn't it a color? Really? Did I do it wrong? Why are there two of them? I don't know. Which one is it? I did the top one last time. All right. So set item sizing strategy like on the collection view. Measure first item. Oh, do you think it defaults to measuring everything, so then it has to load everything out of memory? It should always default to first, I would think. Oh, it might be color instead of background color. It's right. Let's see. I think it probably has two because originally colors got spelled wrong, and it was probably me that spelled it wrong. I think that's what we decided. It's still a delay. But notice it's different each time. Huh. That's faster. That's a lot faster. One, one, two. Yeah. All right, let's stop. Let's go back. It's a lot faster. Let's see what happens here. Which isn't the whole thing with Apple that on the collection view it's supposed to be able to switch and animate and be fast? It's a lot faster. And it's not loading as many cells out this time. It's still loading. Oh, yeah, that's got to be it. It was just loading way too many out. Why does that not default to first item? I wonder if we can file that and they can actually, or if it's too late to change that stuff. Ah, the gallery has it that way. Measure all. Oh no, that's that one. Where do I find the actual? I hate all the. Um, I so horizontal or for the linear it does first. No, the grid set. No, that's grid layout. That's on that. It's got to be on this grid thing. Because didn't this show? No, that wouldn't say on there. How come it did it on that one then? I don't know. Let's try. I wonder if this will show us enough. Collection view. Groupable items view, huh? Okay, we'll do one other thing then, since that's being a pain to find it. What was the name of that? Something strategy? Item sizing strategy. It's on items view. What's the default? I don't know where the default comes from. Yeah, I think it's defaulting to measure all. I just wanted to see it in action, just to make sure. Oh wait, why did my button go away? What'd I do? Yeah, I think SourceLink works with forms, but it went straight to assembly browser instead. Okay, well, that drastically improved the performance. Oh, is that the problem? And the default, I mean the first one in the enum is, yeah. Yeah, it should have a default. All right, well, let's complain. All right, so let's file an issue. I don't want to look at my own issues. I want to, no. Forms. Why does clicking issues onto forms repo? It's not context aware. I'm in a search. Issues. All right, new issue. Defaults, item stra. Which defaults to measure all, right? Measure performance hit when using the grid layout. How many items do you think that is? It's probably what? Songs? 100 items? To what's one were we saying? So much work to fill those out. I'm being lazy. All right. And I can talk to the forums team directly. They can plan. All right, that's pretty good. I don't like the toggle button when you do something nicer. And I need to save the setting, so... Oh, this is the one that doesn't have it. All right, now that I've changed that, let's run it again. I wonder if this will fix it to where I can go back to that screen, because before I couldn't even go back. It was locking up the app. Let's try that. And I'm probably going to be done soon. Has been a good stream today. We got some good stuff figured out. See if there's anyone I know twitching. All right, so let's toggle. Wait, why is it slow again? Did it not take my latest changes? Let's clean it. Let's run it again. It's going. All right, let's run that again. I want to make sure it's actually fixed before I jump off. Man, this build is killing me. All right, is it going to build? This is killing me. Come on. The progress bar has not moved. I wonder if something happened because I changed it back and changed it and then changed it back again. I think it got confused. Wait, there it goes. All right, what's this doing? Let's check it now. Ready? Toggle. That's still slow. That didn't fix it, guys. It only did 50 this time instead of 100. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It only needs 20 though. How many did it do the first time? Maybe that should have been about right. It did 25 first? Okay. So it's about right, but it still seems slow. I thought we fixed it. Undoing and redoing things shouldn't have broken it. It could be all those stacks. I was about to kill all those stacks, but they're nothing too bad. I could try specifying a height on those things. Okay, let's run this. Toggle. Nice and slow again. Yeah, those stacks, there was nothing too crazy on those. All right, toggle. It's still being slow, and I put it back to box. Oh, it's not saving. It's not compiling my code, guys. That's the issue. I hate this sometimes. Okay, let's restart Visual Studio. It's happened before. It's not the first time. I don't know what to say. Yes, this hasn't happened in a long time, actually. But it just started again, I guess. Last time this happened to me, it took me about an hour before I realized what was going. So I was in the process of debugging something crazy, and so I was like, "Oh, why is my math not working right?" I was doing math, and I'm like, "Yeah, my equation's wrong, whatever," and it wasn't. But it's been a good 6 to 8 months since this has happened. Yeah, let's try this again. Deleted the bin folder, so I didn't delete the obj folder. I probably should have. All right, let's see it build. Is it gonna do it? I know. It's letting me know it's time to get off. And then that build is just killing me. Tacos. We had tacos yesterday. We implemented Taco Tuesdays at our house. Last night it was chicken tacos. All right, toggle. That's still really slow. Let's see if my code's updating. I'm not in the wrong one again. No, I deleted the wrong one. All right, so let's stop. If I have to delete the object folder, I'm just gonna, yeah. All right, see you later, Sweeky. Why are the builds so slow? All I did was change one XAML file. I think I need to kill my object folders. I think there's something really weird going on. We have boxes, so it did something. Toggle. That was faster. Now let's see if it goes back. All right. Are you kidding me? I don't even know what to say. It's really hard to verify a fix when it's evil like this. I do like VS Code. There's a few things I don't like in it, but I do like it. I've been working a lot in VS for Windows for the past few weeks, and it's been quite nice. Yeah, this is... All right, toggle. Ridiculously slow again. It's not doing it as many, so it's faster. I might be writing a custom renderer and using UI collection view natively. I don't know what to say. It's faster the second time. Yeah, I mean, it could be, you notice the pink things were really fast, so it could be these views. Because those boxes were created pretty fast. The boxes were reasonable. I haven't ran this on a device, so I need to know. So I think what I need to do next is put these into an absolute layout or a grid, just do it myself. Set a, yeah. Fun. All right, well, I'm going to redo these cells next stream. That's what I will do next time. Redo these. And yeah, that's been fun. All right. Let's see if anyone else is streaming some good code stuff I can pass you guys off to. Codephobia is doing something with houses. Lana's doing 3D modeling. There's some people I don't know who are doing some visualizing stuff with Vue and D3. That could be interesting. It was fun. Always fun, Jason. Thanks for hanging out. It was a lot of fun. It's been too long, man. Way too long. I never come to San Francisco. That doesn't help. So I need to come to San Francisco more often, or find a reason to. Or you need to find a reason to come to Alaska. I know you're in startup mode, but you got to be able to take vacations or something. It's winter. Perfect time to come visit. Let's go check out this guy's stream. A good idea. And yes, we should game. All right. See you guys later. Audio. Stream is silent. Well, dropping.